bring in Reggie Aloysius Miller, the NBA on TNT Hall of Famer, who joins us now. I've been told, sources close to me tell me that you have issues about last night's game.
I'm just going to say I'm glad the Cleveland Cavaliers won that game because the league would have a whole lot of explaining to do this morning. That officiating crew, I mean, that was almost a joke, seriously, because the foul on LeBron James.
By Iguodala?
Yes, with Tony Brothers right on the play, looking directly at the contact. I mean, that could have changed that whole series. And look, you can't have mistakes are going to happen, especially at the highest level with these officials. I get that, but that was so blatant. I mean, that was so blatant, and for him to say he didn't see it, come on.
Okay, but why wouldn't he call it?
I don't know. I'm all for players deciding games, and, sometimes the hand's part of the ball. That was a whole arm chop.
Yeah.
That was an arm chop. How can you not call that? Okay, that's just one call. Second of all, J.R. Smith, my goodness, my friend. Van Gundy said it best. Dumb will get you beat. Dumb will also get you a pink slip. I'm serious, JR. You got to be better than that because I understand maybe Tristan Thompson, Dellavedova, guys that haven't been in the playoffs or lots of playoff games. The mistakes you made, my friend, that could cost you a series. Again, I am so glad the Cavaliers won that game to even up the series, but that was unbelievable, some of the plays J.R. Smith made down the stretch.
Well,
you can't have that.
As I said, he's going to help somebody win the game. It's either you or the other team, but he giveth and taketh away.
And let me just say this, people, Cavalier fans, J.R. Smith, one of the main reasons why you are in the finals has been because of his play, has played fantastic. But one of your go-to guys, especially now that we know Kyrie is not coming back, has to be J.R. Smith, and he has to be smarter than that.
Is Matthew Dellavedova a Steph Curry not lockdown defender? It's like, when people said that they could guard Jordan stopper?
Let me go back to your thing. First of all, the bad boys in Detroit came up with the Jordan rules. Joe Dumars was not the Jordan stopper. That was Gerald Wilkins with his days when he went from New York to Cleveland to team with Mark Price and Doherty and Larry Nance.
Was he a Jordan stopper?
Well, look at the results. No, he wasn't a Jordan stopper.
Okay.
Is Dellavedova a Curry stopper? That game last night took me back to high school and college because that was an old-fashioned box and one.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It was, I'm not helping. I'm going to stay in this chest. If someone else scores, then so be it. I'm just going to try as much as possible to deny Steph the basketball and contest every shot, and that's exactly what he did.
What does Golden State do to counter that in Game 3?
Two things have to happen. He needs to run off more baseline screens. You got to set better screens, but that's going to be very challenging because Kerr has gone small. So he's taking Bogut off the floor. So you're asking Draymond Green to set good screens, and that's really not his forte. I would not be surprised. If you're Curry, you've got to be more successful and score more in transition. There was a couple of times in fast break he rushed shots, but you've got to be more diligent in scoring in the open court. Because if in the half-court situation, Dellavedova is going to be in his grill. And you've got to have more movement, more baseline screens. You've got to run them off some bigger guys to free Steph Curry a little bit. And I would put him in pick-and-roll situations.
Do we give Steph Curry a hall pass, though, that he had?
It's one game.
I know, but you're the MVP, and you had a game like this.
It's one game. It's one game. As much as we've marveled at some of the exploits that he's put in one games when he shot the ball great, it's one game. You can't get too high, you can't get too low. Dellavedova played great defense. The Cavs played great team defense, and they won the ball game. What MVP does and what great players do, they come back and We're judged on the series. Let's judge them on this series. Now, the benchmark will be from game 2 on because we were like, okay, Kyrie, no Kyrie, Dellavedova inserted into the starting lineup. You struggle in game 2. So let's wait for this series to pan out before, we crucify one game by the MVP.
We're talking to Reggie Miller, NBA on TNT analyst. Cleveland won that game last night, right?
I'm still scratching my head. You shoot 32%, and LeBron James has played fantastic. My thing going forward is he going to have enough fuel and gas in the tank to finish this thing off? And I understand what Golden State is doing by not allowing, but LeBron James, you get your points. But I agree with you. He can't get 40 and get 10-plus assists. You got to take something. You've got to take something away. It's almost like the whole Allen Iverson thing. Let him score. But when Allen scored and had 8-plus assists, the Sixers were a different team. Just make him a primary scorer. You can't give him 11 assists.
Yeah, and then, they're saying, hey, we're going to let LeBron get his. And then LeBron said the right thing. Hey, you're not letting me get anything.
No.
I'm going out and getting these points here. But you said this is the way it was for a lot of the season there, just isolation. It's LeBron, get out of the way, let him break the defense down, and then try to create. And that's what he was able to do. I think you got to take the ball out of his hands.
The Cavs were the number one team in isolation plays out of all 30 teams. Yeah. And there's a reason because of that. Because of Kyrie and because of LeBron. So especially now with no Irving out with the kneecap injury, they're going to be heavy isolation. And you need timely shooting from James Jones, J.R. Smith, Shumpert, big three to start the overtime period. So you're going to see a heavy dose of isolation. Again, you talk about get the ball out of his hands. That's the problem that Atlanta ran into. When they went to isolation, they double-team, and that's when Dellavedova and those guys hurt with those threes. To me, you've just got to be due diligent and play your defense. You've got 4 guys to guard LeBron James, and Draymond Green, Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, and even sometimes Sean Livingston. You've got to trust in your D because if you start giving up threes, which they are going to hit once they get to Cleveland, your role players play better. Dellavedova is going to shoot the ball better. J.R. Smith is going to shoot the ball better at home.
Did you see the movie Interstellar?
I did. Wait, is that the Matthew McConaughey film?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I'm 3/4 of the way through.
Oh, you're still watching it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Really?
Well, yeah.
Look, I don't like to kill people's movies, but really?
Should I keep going? I got 30 minutes to go.
No. I like Matthew McConaughey, but no.
I should pull the parachute on this one?
Pull the parachute. Go to True. If you want to look at Matthew McConaughey, go to True Detective.
True. Okay. Clooney, Bullock in space, or McConaughey and Hathaway stuck in space?
Oh, definitely Clooney.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Clooney.
Have you hung out with George?
A long time ago, because he's a baller.
Yeah.
And when he was on ER, when I had my TV show back when I was with the Pacers, we came to play the Lakers, and I taped an episode with him, and just to talk about basketball. But he is a cool dude.
Is that available on YouTube?
Heck no.
Paulie, look for that.
Paulie, look for that.
I'm all over it.
Paulie, get on that.
Did you date Serena Williams?
No. What did you just say? You said, would I or did I?
Did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's a beautiful woman, though.
Would you date Serena Williams?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
I just
Are you kidding me? Would you date Serena Williams if you were single?
She might be too much for me.
Why?
I don't know. She just might be.
You mean just because of, her physique, or just because of she's a 20-time champion?
So I think, yeah.
You mean everything that goes with it?
Yeah, I think she's, that's a woman in full, career and everything. And, I'm just a skinny guy with a talk show.
Come on, man. Yes, I would date Serena. Come on. What's the difference from would you date Sandra Bullock? She's accomplished.
Yeah, probably not.
She's a little bit more softer?
No, she's just a little bit more high maintenance, probably.
Serena.
No, Sandra Bullock.
Oh, so you wouldn't date her either?
Probably not.
Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, you know me. I like people that very simple.
You like to run the show, Dan.
Yeah, just
kind of how you treat those Danettes.
Yeah,
Theodore.
I like.
Got it.
Somebody very simple, doesn't ask tough questions. Just a nice person.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Let's
Theodore.
run through all the famous people you've dated. So,
no, come on now. We're not going there.
So you've dated famous people.
Again, you're trying to do your John Stockton to Karl Malone thing. It is not going to happen.
So Paula Abdul would never date somebody from the opposing team, right? She would never date somebody who was on the opposing team, right?
Was she on the opposing team?
Well, she was a Laker girl. You were on the opposing team.
Theodore, stop this. You stop this right now, Theodore.
I also saw this where the Lakers are considering taking D'Angelo Russell at number 2. So that would change a whole lot of things in the draft here, Reg.
Would.
So, okay, do the Lakers – who can't miss here? Because you can't miss it, too, if you're the Lakers. Point guard or if you're going to get Towns.
And Okafor or Towns.
Yes.
Wow. This league has always been about you go big, big, big. And obviously they need someone in the middle. And the Lakers, as we know, you just look at the wall, all the jerseys hanging, they're led by big men, Shaq, Russell, Kareem, Mikan. So, I mean, it'd be hard to turn down a Towns or an Okafor, but I'm telling you, D'Angelo Russell, this dude is the truth. So I can see where they're thinking it's coming from.
Well, what would you do?
It's a guards league now. I might go on a limb and go with D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
I would seriously consider it. I really would, because I don't know if Towns probably could play in these finals right now. I'm not quite sure Okafor could, unless he's doing what Timofey Mozgov is doing. Who's played fantastic for the Cavs.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. Yes. So
D'Angelo Russell is going to be the truth, Theodore. I'm just saying.
Okay, but if he's going to be the best guy out of the draft, then you take. Now I know Minnesota's got Rubio, but if he's the best guy, then you take the best guy. Because nobody has that designated position anymore. I mean, they're all kind of scattered, and you got to play a 2. You might have to play a 1, play a 3. But if he's that good, Reg, then there should be no debate with the Lakers.
I agree with you, but I think they're going to go big.
Well, we always go big.
That's the history of the league, and I think for the Lakers, too, that's been their stable, is having a great center foundation.
Yeah, but you don't need a center like that anymore. And are these legitimate centers?
We don't know.
Because that's what I don't know. If they're legitimate, that's my 5, and there's no wavering on that. Okay, that's one thing. If Russell is a guy who's going to change what happens on the floor on both ends, then I would lean towards that. And the point guard, you got to have a point guard.
I will say this. At least with Towns, you could put him in pick-and-pop situations because he can face the basket and shoot. Okafor is a back-to-the-basket power center.
Do we have those anymore?
No, we don't.
Not that you can't have a comeback on that and bring it back, but I certainly like the guy who can beat you off the dribble, hit a 15-footer, and also play down low.
That would be Karl Anthony Towns.
Who does Minnesota take?
I think they go with Anthony Towns. I really do. I think he would fit in that system with Rubio and Wiggins. Fantastic.
Minnesota's going to be good.
Oh, they are.
They are. They're going to be good.
They're going to be good, but they're in the West, too.
That's yeah.
They're in the West. There's a lot of great teams. If they're in the East, they would be a top 4 team. He's
Reggie Aloysius Miller. Next game 3 tomorrow at Cleveland at 9 Eastern. Reg?
Theodore?
Always great to talk to you.
Theodore, you're the best. Dan Ed, I tried to stick up for you, but now you know who you're working for. A tyrant.
Wow.
A tyrant.
Wow. I'm Larry Brown.
Oh, you know what? You're a good manager. That is good.
You liked Larry Brown, right?
I do.
Okay. Did you like him when he was coaching you?
Loved him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Loved him.
Just want to make sure. Stockton to Malone. All right. Thanks, Reg.
You're the best, my friend.
Reggie Miller.